In this video, I want to show you why some YouTube videos stall, even when the metrics don't look terrible. A lot of creators see decent CTR or solid average view duration and assume the algorithm is broken. Usually that's not the real problem. Usually they're misreading the test. And what I mean by test is when you publish a new video on YouTube, YouTube puts it in front of a small core audience. And based on the reaction and signals back from that audience, YouTube decides whether it's going to test it to a wider audience after that. The biggest mistake creators make is assuming that one decent metric should force YouTube to push the video. That's not how this works. YouTube is not rewarding one number, it's trying to qualify the right audience. So if you read metrics without context, you'll make the wrong move. Here's an example. At first, this doesn't look catastrophic. The CTR is not 0. It's not too bad at 9.1%. The average view duration, which is down here, it's 411, which isn't terribly bad. It's a little bit higher than this video's average baseline. But the impressions are weak. That tells you the issue is not just make a better thumbnail. Right? These are the impressions, and this is the curve. It tells you YouTube is staying cautious with distribution. Most creators don't have a content problem. They have a diagnosis problem. They're reading the wrong signals, so they keep changing the wrong things. That's the gap I focus on with SignalCypher. This is where people get trapped. They look at a surface level number and jump straight to confidence. But a decent CTR on a very low impressions is not proof of strong packaging. It may just mean a tiny pocket of people responded. The real question is whether YouTube trusted the video enough to widen the test. Okay, back to this example. So you have reach and you have engagement. So what I'm looking for is whether the video is being contained, not just whether one metric is acceptable. So containment usually shows up as weak impressions growth, cautious testing, and no real widening, despite decent enough surface numbers. So you can see it right here in the graph for the impressions. There's impressions early on. So these are in days, right? So the first day is getting tested. And then it sort of flattens out. So this first test seemed to kind of go through okay, and then it gave it more impressions. Then it started to flatten out again. And after by about the third day, it more or less sort of flattens out. Like it's contained. YouTube's not giving it impressions. YouTube is not pushing it. So this is what containment looks like. This is the framework I use. First, the video actually tests broadly. Second, did the package attract the right people early? And third, did the numbers earn expansion, or did they just survive a small sample? That distinction matters. Surviving a small test is not the same thing as triggering a broader distribution. Most creators aren't stuck because they work hard. They're stuck because they keep making the wrong interpretation after upload. They change the wrong variable. They blame the wrong metric. If you want help diagnosing what your channel is actually signaling to YouTube, that's exactly what I'm building SignalCypher to do. If you want a proper diagnosis of your channel, there's an audit link in the description. Thanks for watching. And if you like the content, hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this.